This is Greg again with another Overwatch ASMR video. Today we are in Busan. I think this map might be one of my favorite control maps. Each of the three maps within Busan are unique and varied. Today we're going to be looking at more of the city center one. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but it's more in the city atmosphere. We start in a game room. I think Korea is well known for its gaming, its love of gaming, and South Korea at least. I love how they added all these cool, unique games. These screens. There's a Lucio game right here. And obviously there is the traditional, maybe it's not in Busan, but oh, this is a funny Pokemon spoof. In some of the other stages in Overwatch, they have that fighter that has classic Blizzard heroes. Let's explore the city, shall we? As we exit the gaming arena, we enter Busan. Downtown Busan. I don't know, but I'm assuming this is what they modeled it after. You can see it in the distance on the skyscrapers. They have these revolving electronic advertisements kind of floating. Do you know what this city reminds me of? Corneria. No, not Corneria. The Pokemon stage from Super Smash Bros. On the 64. That is super random, but that's the vibe I'm getting, especially from this right here. Anyways, let's continue. Overwatch has these floating cars in a bunch of their levels. This is kind of their mode of transportation. You have a little chicken with a beer. I wonder if this is supposed to be. It doesn't look like a pub or a bar. Cyber. I wonder if it's a cyber cafe, which is what we kind of were in, but. And there's Diva up there. Apparently in the Overwatch lore, if you're into that, Diva is like a very famous gamer, I think. Anyways, here's a tea room. This sign, I think it's donuts. You have the Busan police. see another anime girl. Drone, it says. I wonder what that says underneath, if that's in something. Oh, security. Drone, security, robotics, and tech. There's that tech symbol with the Omnic. And right there you can see a StarCraft hero. I think Korea is really big on StarCraft. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not too sure, but I think that's the main game there. As we come down this little alley, a little pig. Maybe this is some kind of eatery that you can sit in and enjoy some food. This looks like some sort of bowl of food. 24 hours. There's no staircase here. We're gonna go back and go around this way. Again, there's that pig, and here's another robotics. Unfortunately, Overwatch isn't the most detailed in their map design, I guess. Robotics here, robotics there. You know, here's another tea room. It's okay. This stuff isn't the main focus of Overwatch, and I get it. But maybe that's something that they will consider doing in Overwatch 2, whenever that releases. We've got a little drumstick, chicken place, and some fish. Going down there will lead us to the main control point. As you can see, it might have rained recently. There's a little alleyway here that I think not a lot of people know about this alley from a lot of my gameplay, or this staircase for that matter. It's pretty rare to have someone come up here to aid the team, but I like how there are a lot of these little alleyways and different routes that you can find different ways to get a vantage point. I have had some people come down this way when a team is pushing up to this point, and they can get behind us and do some good damage. Goldshire Pictures presents Through the Darkness of Space. I wish I knew Korean. An amazing Kilrog Vision 3D. For those of you that aren't familiar with the World of Warcraft or the Warcraft series, Kilrog is one of the orcs, I believe. And Goldshire is a town outside of Stormwind, which is a city in the Warcraft series. I like how they do that. I think the director of Overwatch, Jeff Kaplan, used to work on World of Warcraft, and I think in general all of the Blizzard entities have a special place in the Overwatch team's heart. I think in Hollywood, another map in Overwatch, they have these posters, but they are in English, and I think that's a cool touch that they added these posters but made it in Korean. That's pretty fun. Hannah's song, I believe, is Diva. Here's another one. Thespian 4.0 has been in quite a few movies, apparently. Thespian 4.0. So this looks like it's a theater. Let's kind of go back. Busan International Theater. That would be kind of a cool building to go inside and look. There's some more movie posters. Actually, I didn't even realize that this was a movie theater. When you're playing the game, you don't. Maybe you'll glance at something like this, but it doesn't connect. So that's kind of neat. Here it looks like a kimchi restaurant, maybe. This little guy up here, this, I don't know what we would call it, a turnip plant or creature. I think this is an Overwatch creation because I believe it's in Hanamura as well. I could be mistaken, but I feel like I've seen this guy before in Overwatch specifically. You can see the leaves falling from these beautiful orange tinted trees. The clouds passing overhead. It looks like there's a mountain ridge. You know, I should have studied up on what Busan actually looks like. But I trust the Overwatch developers have already done that. And so, when we look back here, let's get a better look before we talk about anything else. There's a great big mountain range that kind of goes around the entire city, so that's really neat. I'm guessing Busan is set on the coast. That's really cool. I really want to look up Busan and do some research after doing this video. I love the colors. There's nothing better than fall leaves. I wonder if they took some of this from their other map called Chateau Guillard. It's a French-inspired Widowmaker level that's only found in elimination matches or skirmishes or deathmatch. And it has a sort of similar design as you look out. So we are at a monorail station, and you can see the different times: departure, destination. I wonder if these characters are actually cities or what they mean. I would be curious to translate and see if these are actually cities in Korea or stations or something to that effect. Let's go downstairs. Now it looks like there is a deeper subway station. That's good that they have a bathroom, because you probably should go to the bathroom before you get on the bus, or, sorry, the subway. I'm assuming that's what it is a subway. This might be some sort of ticket booth. Someone's left their suitcase here, unfortunately. I don't think they'll be getting it back. It's a really, really pretty place. Let's look over here. Whoa. You know, I don't see any official boarding areas. I'm not exactly sure how one goes about getting on the train to Busan. Isn't that a movie that just came out? I'm just kidding, though. I don't expect these maps to be a lifelike, accurate representation of Earth. Let's go to the other side and let's take this alley, because there's an alley on that side that we didn't take. This would be a really cool place to come to in real life. If I ever get to visit Busan in the future, I think I would want to come to one of these quiet alleys where there's maybe a cafe or, you know, some sort of food joint. They have these vending machines all over in Overwatch, and I always love to break them. You can see how the graphics start to become a little bit underwhelming the closer you get to things. if I'm taking you out of the immersion of Busan. Let's actually, this is an interesting little, it's such a short little pathway. You know, I wonder in what situation would you need to use this? Say an enemy team is pushing up this way for some reason to try and stagger the other team. Maybe you come in here to avoid some shots, but interesting. Maybe that's a sign that I'm not a great Overwatch player. Maybe there's some sort of, you know, big brain plays that can be made here. I don't know, that's gonna bug me for a while. That's gonna fascinate me. Well, we've only got 14 minutes left, guys. Oh, that's neat. That's cute. Now, let's look at this for a second. Are those marshmallows? And is that, what is that? A lasagna noodle or a pastry? And then obviously that looks like a sausage, so I'm a little confused. Could that be chocolate? And is this just s'mores? Another thing that I would have to look up. That sounds interesting. Now here's a guy we haven't seen yet. This fish. It looks like he's in a bowl of soup, maybe. Kingfish. That's cool. Here's a little office. There's a shake or some kind of drink with these little lemon guys. Here's the other side's version of that little pocket that we were at over there. So it's a fairly identical map. We come back here. There's another robotics, another tea room, more chicken, pig. Looks like this place is under renovations. As you can see, more kind of falling leaves. Gives this nice, peaceful effect. As we come up here, Diva has been replaced with another girl. I am not sure if she has any sort of significance in the Overwatch lore. I'm not too versed in Overwatch lore, besides a few names and things here and there. Now this is the iconic Busan picture. When you load up the map, this is kind of where the camera aims at this little cow. And I think that's just, it's so iconic. When I think of Busan, I think of this. Just because when you load the map, that's what you see. No matter what. You know, each of these control maps has 3 different maps. This is just one of them. And so, it doesn't matter what map you're going to get of the 3. This is what you see every time. And so, it just kind of gets ingrained into your memory. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Busan is the newest map. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken with Rialto and Havana. I think Havana might be the newest map, but at any rate, this is one of the newer maps. And when I say new, this came out a while ago, maybe a year or so ago. They don't release maps too often, but we're going to get a new surge of maps once Overwatch 2 comes out, so that'll be exciting. Well, that was the first little map of Busan. We're going to do one more exploration in another one of Busan's maps before we end the video, and so I will see you in that map. Hey everybody, we're back again. This time we are in, let me see if it says it. This time we are in the second map of Busan. I love this one as well. It's more of a Zen type, and I'm not sure if that's the correct term for Korea. Zen. Maybe that's more Chinese, or more Japanese, sorry. I'm not trying to be offensive here, I don't know. But a more relaxing and traditional Korean level with its architecture and a shrine in the center of the map. As you can see up here, there's these little candles, these little lights. I love in Overwatch, though, there's still a little bit of these glowing lights. I think in almost all of their levels, there's almost this sort of invasive, hybrid melding of traditional and futuristic, which I think is so fun. Like this little circle. So, because obviously Overwatch takes place in the future, so with every little thing, they, with every map, they add these little details. This looks like some sort of musical instrument like a violin. That's interesting. There's more. Same with this. I'm not sure what those are called. I'm sure they have a real life counterpart. Now these are two fish. I don't know if these have any sort of symbolic meaning in Korea, but I think it's really cool. Here are those lights, but turned this way. Now as we go outside, we're kind of in the upper hills of Busan, and actually, let's go over here and see if we can find anything remotely similar. No, it looks like a few cruise ships, but we're kind of on a different shore of Busan. And if I'm a betting man, I would be willing to bet that the actual map that we were just at, the city center, is over this hill. Because this looks like the shape of that hill that we were looking at. There's the hill, sorry, the mountain. If you go into a open, like flying god mode of these maps, you can find all three of the different types of map in the same file, or in the same greater map. So somewhere off screen are the other maps, which is, I think it's kind of cool. I've always loved that stuff in video games. Okay. Let's get looking. I love this map because of the trees. And actually, if you look back there at my reticle, you can see another kind of shrine area up there. So it has this really beautiful orange tree grouping right here. And as you walk up, here are these different shrines, pagodas, I think they're called. A little tea set. As we come out this way, we can see the beautiful coast. And you know what is criminal, I think, is that hardly anyone, especially in games that I've played, hardly anyone comes this way. Why would you when the control point is right there in the middle? That's what is something that's always kind of bugged me about Overwatch maps. See, this is that part of that station that we saw. I really do think that the city center, Busan, is like right there. Anyways, back to my point. I just wish that more of the maps were utilized. Maybe some of you will disagree and say that you come back here often to maybe flank or something, but in my experience, it's just not used that much. As you can see, there is this cool cat-like creature up here. I love that. It's got little antlers. Again, I don't know if this has some sort of cultural significance or symbolism or mythology, but I like that. That's awesome. You can see this is one of Overwatch's many little technological implementations. Kind of floating, hovering. So, back that way is basically a mirror of where we just came from, so we're going to go in the middle of the map. you can see, it's this beautiful, multicolored shrine, I guess you could say, on the back of this turtle. This, I want to say, snapping turtle because it looks like a pretty vicious mouth. He's clutching a pearl or a ball, and on his back is this beautiful drum with a dragon painted on it, multicolored dragon on both sides. That is really, really awesome. And this is the main control point, so you've got to be inside this to start capping the point. As you can see, I skipped this part. Let's go back. Let's go back around here and up these steps. You can see that they actually have these little bike stands. That's neat. This is a sort of shrine rock. I'm not sure what the characters say, but I like how it's just kind of floating here magically. I love when you get to a certain point in technology where it seems like it's magic. I think that's always been one of my favorite parts about science fiction. You come up here, this other shrine, these little pods and benches that you can kind of sit and relax and take in the scenery and the beautiful trees. Right here, on either side of this shrine, there are two lions, I guess, two creatures that are both looking in either direction, which is kind of interesting. They sort of guard the entrance to this. There's no statues here, but then you have this cat creature. Up here, you can actually break these in the game and shoot through them. As we come up here to end our tour of Busan, I just want to say thank you again for tuning into one of my videos. I really appreciate those that have watched and those that have commented and liked. It really helps the channel. And if you would like to see a different video game, please leave a suggestion. I have a pretty wide library of games. I don't have everything, but I'm always happy to re-download something to play. I thought about doing a The Last of Us 2 Part 2 video, but I don't have a capture card for my PC yet, and so I think I'll hold off on that for now. There's a great section in that game on a horse through a city that I was wanting to do. We'll figure out something to do that later. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was relaxing and you could sit back and enjoy the scenery of Busan, one of my favorite Overwatch maps. And I hope you get to enjoy it in-game as well. Thank you again for watching, and I'll be back with another video very soon.